Number one, you need to be ready and organized. What you don't want to do is just bring somebody in the business and just start throwing things at them and saying, figure it out. You need to be organized in regards to what you're giving them, how you're giving them, what your expectations are around deliverables. Obviously, there's a lot that they can figure out, but you need to have some organization before you can bring somebody in. One of our members told a story at the Business Booster today, in which we talked about this topic, that she brought in an assistant and kind of did have that tactic of like, I don't know what I'm doing here, take it, kind of thing. And that person really did take it, which was great, and started to build structures and systems in the business. But that person then ended up becoming so invaluable that she became a partner in the business. And that person wasn't exactly the right person to be a partner. And things in the end did not quite go the way this particular member wanted it to go because she didn't quite have the right partner. So organization from the standpoint of what you give them, but also organization from the standpoint of how you monitor what's going on, how you have an idea of what's going on, because this assistant, whether in person or virtual, is probably not going to be with you forever. And you need to have really, really clear systems and structures and processes, documentation of what they're doing. So if that person leaves you, you can then bring somebody else in. So using tools like Trello, like a project management system like Asana or Basecamp are great ways to be able to make sure that you're setting that system and structure up. We recommend screencasting everything. If you're going to give somebody an assignment and you want to talk through it, a screencast is very simple. It's just audio over movement on your laptop, and you can really talk through. If you want to explain to somebody how to do a Follow Friday, you can explain how you want them to do that. They can certainly find videos on that, but how do you want it done for your business? You need to put that in a screencast that they can reference and make sure that they're following along. If you want to ask them to then write that into a written format, procedures, you can certainly do that, but just get it out of your head and get it on a screencast. Virtual versus live, we call it assistant. What we did in the Business Booster is we had members go through and write down everything that they shouldn't be doing in their business, something that they should be outsourcing. It's not mission critical, it's not client facing, it's something that they could bring in somebody else for support. And really knowing the difference between when you need to have somebody in person and when you can do it virtually. It's very popular to work with virtual assistants overseas. We do. We have a full-time VA in the Philippines. She's amazing. Her name is Mary Rose, and we love her, and she's really part of the team. But she's not doing mission critical work. She's following up with inquiries on social media. She's doing basic blog posting, but she's not writing anything. She's not communicating with clients. If we need that, then we need somebody who is likely US or at least Canadian based, someone who speaks English the way we speak English. They could still be virtual, but they need to have a very good command of the language. And depending on the type of person you are, you may want an actual in-person assistant, somebody, maybe not full-time obviously, but maybe 10 hours a week of somebody that comes, meets with you, sits with you, you can hand them things. Okay, I went to a networking event, here are a bunch of business cards, help me out, get this in my database type of thing. Now, we do that with Mary Rose, and we have apps, and we take pictures, and we send it over, but that can be a bit time consuming, and for some of us we just want to be able to hand it off to somebody in person. Pay range for virtual can be anywhere between about $5 and $15 an hour, depending on what country you're in, 5 being the low end of like the Philippines. And live, we say anywhere between about $20 and $40 an hour, depending on what they're doing. If they're doing bookkeeping versus entering business cards into your database. HireMyMom.com, I just learned about this site recently. Upwork and Fiverr are some places for virtual assistants. And then for live, a resource we have here at HeraHub, the Startup Admin. Upwork as well for live virtual assistants, and Craigslist if you're looking for somebody local. One note on job posting and interviewing. When you are soliciting through, say, Upwork or Craigslist resumes of individuals and you want that person to be detail oriented, then make them apply in a detail oriented way. So, for example, make them, when they send you their resume, say in the description, you must use this exact subject line when you apply for the job. And if they don't, then you kick them out, because they don't even have the detail to follow directions on your job posting. They're not going to have the detail that you're looking for on an ongoing basis. You can also say something like, especially if they're going to be doing any kind of social media work potentially for you, go to my Twitter profile as an example and interact with me in this way and use these hashtags or something like that to, again, give them a little micro test on their level of detail and follow through. Interviewing them, if they're virtual, set up a Skype call to have a conversation. And even that first interaction can be, did they show up on time? Did they get the technology right? And then we always give, whether virtual or in person, a very small paid project to test them. And when we first brought on a virtual assistant, we actually brought in 5 different assistants, 5 people that we sourced through Upwork, and gave them the exact same assignment, a little small thing on Twitter that shouldn't have taken research, basically, that shouldn't take them more than 4 hours. And we said, hey, we're gonna pay you $5 an hour for 4 hours. We pay them through Upwork to do this. And it really gave us a quick who's in, who's out type of thing. And then once we finally found somebody we thought that was good, then we gave her a small project, a couple small projects. We had about 3 test projects with her. We paid her for each of those, and then finally offered her half-time, and then moved her up a couple months later to full-time. So as far as pay goes, again, I gave you the ranges, but what I want you to think about is giving them goals and targets to move up. So if you start at $5 an hour for a VA, then give them the opportunity to move up to 6 hours if they complete X, Y, and Z by a particular date. You can also give them small bonuses. So we set a little bonus for our VA that said, hey, get us an additional 250 followers on this channel by doing X, Y, and Z. And when we get to that number, we'll give you a $200 bonus. So it makes it a little more engaging for them. It gives them some incentive. Delegation, this is the biggest challenge for entrepreneurs, is letting go and trusting. That's where some of these technology tools can really come in handy, and putting everything on a platform like Trello where you can see it and there can be comments and it can be assigned and there are due dates, and we set a done category, so the VA moves it over to the done category when she's done and can ask questions. We also use a private Facebook group just specifically with myself, Sarah, and our VA. So if things come up throughout the day, she can post it there and really cut down on our email communication. Slack is another platform that a lot of people are using for more instant team communication, so take a look at that. And last but not least, again, screencast everything, document everything. I can't emphasize this enough, because if this person leaves, then you can bring somebody else in and say, boom, here it is. Their process for getting up to speed is much, much quicker.